Okay, hello everyone. My name is Thomas Herlufsen, and I'm the developer of this drum machine called GIGALOFF. Well, technically, the developer is Google Gemini because I've created this entirely using AI. I haven't touched a single line of code, and we won't really talk much about that in this video. This is basically an overview of the functions of GIGALOFF. But just for fun, it took 3 days from the idea and until it was in the version you see now. I had 2 aborted attempts because the AI crashed. But after a while, I found out how it was most kind of the best workflow and so on to avoid that. Um and I'm really happy with it, and I hope you like it. So let's go. When you start GIGALOFF, you'll be presented with a screen that looks like this. It says click to start, so we'll do that. The main thing here is, before we start it, is that this is made as a generative drum machine. I asked the AI to use the algorithm from Mutable Instruments Marbles as a starting point. I'm not sure if it actually did that. That's the fun of AI coding. You don't really know what's in there. But the idea is that when you press this new button, you get a randomly or semi-randomly, because we've tweaked the algorithm slightly, you get a semi-randomly generated drum pattern. You can use the density knob, which is over here, to make it more or less busy. It's most usable at 10% and under, I find. Up here it kind of gets messy. The algorithm was based on marbles, but then I asked it to incorporate sort of the mathematics of jazz drumming. And you can kind of hear that when you increase the density, that it sounds like a sort of sloppy bebop drum solo, but much, much messier. And then we did some small tweaks to make it more musical, and we'll get into them as we start. So it says click to start, so we'll do that. When you open the machine, it has no sounds. It was a bit hard to put default sounds in there. I could fix that now because I have a server, but I didn't when I started. So the first thing we have to do is to load some sounds. There are some sounds available on a website for you to use. They'll be in the description for this video. So let's start with a kick. We'll load, press load, and then I have a kick, handily labeled kick down here. And we need a snare. And so all the voices are sort of the same. I did a few tweaks to the algorithm, as I said. The kick and the snare will hit less often, and they will be more likely to hit on the beats, on the 1 and the 3 for the kick, and the 2 and the 4 for the snare. The closed hi-hat has been centered around this area. This is kind of the half beat. The closed hi-hat track will choke out the open hi-hat track. Those are the main differences. So you can put any sample you want on any track, obviously, but the kick and the snare and the hi-hat are slightly different from the others in how it generates. So we're almost done with this. That's the open hat. We'll do the cymbal next. Here's my cymbal. There we are. We can do the rim shots and the whatever track. It's not the whatever track isn't different from any of the others. It's just to remind you that you can put anything anywhere. We'll use this. Let's see. I have a little piano sample. We use that. Okay, so now it is loaded with a random drum track at the density of 10.24%. So we'll listen to what we have. Not too bad. We can work with that. The whatever is a bit low, so I'll increase the volume on that one. So once you have the random track, you can increase or decrease the density without the track changing. So we can take it all the way down here. I'll remove most of the voices. At 100%, it sounds really messy like this. Decrease the BPM slightly. So this is the tempo knob, obviously. And you can add and remove steps manually. I don't really like the double hit on the snare, so I'll take away the one that's on the on-beat. It's pretty good. Take away one of the claps as well. So removing, or this now locks this step until we press new. So it will always be empty no matter if I increase the density or whatever. If I fill it, it will always be full. So yeah, we'll work with this. So we have some effect controls. I'll use the open hat. Listen to it. Let's move that one to the beat just for fun. Okay, so to enable effects, you have to increase the send. Okay, now that one is getting choked out by the closed hat, so let's give it a bit more space. Good to hear it. Okay, so we have global effects, which you can now hear on the closed hi-hat, hopefully. We have a reverb and we have a delay. The delay is currently locked to a function of the beat's tempo. And also we have individual effects. Where's the tempo? There we are. There's the open hat. We have a crush effect, which is a bit crusher. Which is pretty cool. Put it there. You have an attack and decay control, an envelope. You can make it shorter. Make the attack longer. We have a low pass filter with resonance. Like that. These are individual, of course. And they are the same for every track. Happy with that. Let's make it even slower. Feels a bit like a sort of trip-hoppy thing. Forgot these global controls. You have swing, so we can do it. Make it a little bit swinging. And slop is a humanizer, which very gently makes it sound more human by making the beats quite a tiny bit imprecise. And obviously you have a mute. So those are the individual controls for each track, and a pan. You will hear now if you have stereo headphones. It seems to be inverted. Need to fix that in the next version. So, if I want a new track, I'll simply press new. What's going to happen now is it's going to generate a new random track with the settings, the density settings and the tempo settings and everything over here intact. And it will start on the 1. So that if you're performing with this for some reason, I hope you have better options, but if you're performing with this, it will wait until the 1 to implement the new changes. So we'll press new and see what happens. Once I press new, in this version, the current one is gone forever. So make sure to export it. I'll show you that afterwards. That's pretty cool. Try it a couple of times just for fun. Yeah, we get the idea. So, a cool thing is, I'm not sure if it's 100% reliable yet, but you can change samples on the fly. So, if I want, I could just want this to do something like this. If I wanted now to take out the clap effect, for example, I should, in theory, I haven't tested this thoroughly, I should, in theory, be able to go in here and load my Breaking Bad sample. Didn't work. But mostly, I should be able to load samples on the fly. Not sure if there's a setting that's stopping it now. We still have some fixes to do. Anyway, if you like this, the beat you currently have, exporting is just a matter of pressing export. What happens is it automatically downloads 4 bars of your current beat, effects and all. So if you want it dry, make sure to turn the effects off. It downloads 4 beats as a WAV file, gives it a silly name and includes the BPM, which I find useful. Let's see how that works. There you go. So it does it without stopping anything. I'll stop it manually and we'll look at that file just to see that it works. See, where did it go? Ah, there we go. It sounds slightly different for some reason, but maybe even better. Oh well, it's probably because the effect probably starts again, so you don't get the exact one, but it's pretty close. So that's all the functionality we have for now. Made in 3 days using AI, and already probably my favorite HTML-based drum machine. It's currently only available on the website listed under this video, but I'm planning to put it on various app stores and stuff. And I really want you to help me to figure out if there's something that's broken, And also, if there are some tweaks we should implement and ideas for new features. I really don't want to overload it because it's already pretty dense, and I want it to be user friendly, which is why I have the big display and all the buttons visible and stuff like that. What I really want to do is to make it send me the clock, so that you can kind of key synths and other instruments to it. I think making it into a MIDI sequencer, possibly, but I'm not sure if that's feasible. It might make it a bit busy. I might make a separate MIDI version instead. That could be interesting. And also some tiny bugs, like you saw, I didn't manage to swap the sample. That usually works. And some tiny stuff. It's kind of already pretty streamlined, and I'm very, very happy with it. But you might hate it, and if so, please tell me in the comments, and also ideas for changes and so on and so forth. I really hope somebody out there has some use for this. All right? Thank you very much, and have a nice day.